We are back with another Genshin Impact video, and Skirk got officially drip marketed, so we can talk about some things. This is going to include leaks. So if you don't want to know anything about Skirk, I think you can just click off this video. And good, my thoughts are, she kind of looks underwhelming. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I'm not happy about her kit, but yeah, let's go into it. Now, Skirk is one of the characters that I thought could possibly bring me back to the game. Yeah, I thought Skirk could be that character where I could come back and start playing again, and I'm gonna probably come back and try that new endgame mode. But so let's go over this. So Genshin Impact sins infest the Fremenat. Calamity unfurls across the universe. You were free, and none now may prescribe you. Yet your destiny remains bound to that this world. Indeed, you shall send your disciple here in the near future. What? Me, a student? Such misfortune for them. I mean, whenever they show up. Verd Fronfleur, I don't know what that is. Skirk, Void Star, whatever. The drip marketing looks cool. They're giving her like a special type of drip marketing. They also drip marketed this homie. It seems like I guess they're changing the backgrounds up a little bit. But her actual background looks pretty cool or whatever. As a whole though, I'm kind of disappointed. Not kind of. I'm just straight up disappointed. If you just want me to be honest with you. And like she doesn't look bad. I'm not gonna sit here and say she looks bad, but she just looks like she looks like Jing Liu, bro. Like I like the arms, like the crystal stuff, and like yeah, I don't know, man. There's something about the design that it still piques my interest. Like the design itself still piques my interest. I think maybe I'm just more frustrated with the kit. Right? She's cryo. I think if anyone expected a quantum element, including myself, I think I might have expected that. At like some point, we're being silly. They're not doing that. They're probably not adding another element to this game until Genshin Impact 2 Electric Boogaloo, right? That's pretty obvious. So yeah, I mean, again, from a design standpoint, like she's not hideous or anything. It just kind of feels like more of the same Genshin Impact, with a little bit cool effects on the arms and legs and stuff. They did also drip mark Dahlia as well. I think that's how you pronounce the name or whatever. They look all right. I'm not really. Again, it just feels like a basic Genshin Impact design. Same face, nothing too crazy here. Same body type. Like there's nothing really distinguishing out, and it's like throwing out here. I wonder what people are saying. Pokey, Skirk, no way. Skirk, no way. What do we? What do we? What the hell? What the hell? What the hell? Yeah, I know people are going to be going crazy because of the lore of Skirk and the lore implications, and I think the lore implications are really dope. Actually, I really do, and that's why when I saw her kit, I was disappointed. I was definitely disappointed. So let's talk about it because her kit is here. The beta is up, and I can't show animations or anything, but what I can say is, I think I think they definitely didn't do enough to make her visuals look unique enough. And I think the thing that bothers me the most is she's really tied to only running cryo and hydro, right? With the reason why Arlecchino I think was so special is because Arlecchino had first of all, she looked amazing. Arlecchino was hot as hell, step on my face, whatever. But Arlecchino was able to run, the vapes. So you have the Hu Tower placement, but then they could run a plethora of other type of compositions as well, not just including a Zincho Yalan, and made them so universal. When you have a character like Skirk, where listen, I'm just gonna keep it stack. If you've seen the animations, the burst is literally just a Clarin dash where it gets up into the face and there's like a little black hole that gets added, right? It's really nothing out of the ordinary. Before people say, well, you know what, Ethan? People were upset about the Arlecchino bust and they're saying that you lose time in the abyss. How about they just fucking pause the timer so you can enjoy the animations? These stupid fucks, they complain about everything, but then after that, they won't blame the devs. Like, the reason why people were complaining about the Arlecchino burst, which by the way looks amazing, that was really original. That was crazy. Is because they didn't pause the timer, and it should have, but it doesn't because they're fucking dumb, right? But with Skirk is tied down to just running hydro characters. And if you don't have a Scaffier, you're losing out on like 75% res shred or some shit. I mean, I could pull it up in a moment. But like, so Havoc Warp. imitates the combat style of the Foul and produces different effects depending on whether you tap or hold. So tap, Skirk gains 45 Serpent Supply and switches to the 7-phase flash mode. Hold, Skirk gains 45 Serpent Supply and will continue to move at a high speed. Her interruption resistance is increased in this state. During this time, Skirk can control her movement direction. She could also use a skill again to end rapid move it. I think this is kind of like her version of having like her own little like Yelan type of dash, right? So the tap is going to be used for combat, while the hold will be used for moving around, which is whatever. I think her movement capabilities, I think it goes a little bit farther than Yelan, which is cool. Which is cool. I ain't gonna hate. Like that's dope. That's dope to me. So there's that. Then after that, we have the Q. Skirk's elemental burst and not relying on elemental energy, but it's at serpent subtlety. When Skirk has at least 50 serpent subtlety, she can expend all her serpent subtlety to unleash her elemental burst, ripping the space before her. Now, I do think that since you get 45 off of the skill and you only need an extra 5, I think that's fine. I think that's fine. Genuinely, I think that's better than Mavika. She could spend all of her to unleash her elemental burst, yada yada yada. At the same time, the damage dealt by an instance of this elemental burst can be increased by every point of serpent subtlety over 50 when it's unleashed. Up to 12 points can be counted for this purpose. And when Skirk is in the 7-phase slash mode, Havoc Ruin will be replaced by Havoc Extinction. So Havoc Extinction, a special elemental burst that could be used without consuming Serpent Subtlety. After using it, Skirk will gain an All Shall Wither effect, which will last until 7-phase flash ends. After unlocking the passive talent Reason Beyond Reason, you can also absorb nearby Void Rifts. While All Shall Wither is active, every 0.1 seconds after Skirk normal attacks hits an opponent, the normal attack will deal increased damage. If she absorbed any Void Rifts while using Havoc Extinction, this normal attack will be further increased based on the number of rifts. It could go up 10 times. So this is where the passives come in. That's pretty unfortunate, right? The actual base kit itself doesn't seem bad, despite the animations to me being a little lackluster for a character that's been hyped for 4 to 5 years. I'll put that to the side. The base kit's not too bad. This is the issue. When nearby party members trigger Freeze, Superconduct, Cryo, Swirl, or Cryo Crystallize reactions against an opponent, a Void Rift will be created near the opponent. This effect can be triggered every 2.5 seconds. 3 Void Rifts created by Skirk herself can exist on the field at once. And so Skirk can also use the following methods to absorb nearby rifts. Now, I will say this. I do see that they have Superconduct here and whatnot, and Cryo Crystallize. So I'm hoping that she can work with those other characters, but when we go over here, that's why I think that she won't. We'll see though. When she hits an opponent with a charge attack after 7-phase mode, Skirk can use the following methods to absorb nearby rifts. So this tells you how you can absorb it. Each rift absorbed will grant 8 serpent subtlety. When all party members are either Hydro or Cryo, and if there is at least 1 Hydro, 1 Cryo, party members' elemental skill levels increase by 1. Yeah, it's like, okay, like, here we go. Okay, Return to Oblivion, right? When nearby Hydro party members deal Hydro damage, or when nearby Cryo party members, apart from Skirk, deal Cryo damage, Skirk will gain the Death Crossing effect for 20 seconds. Max 3 stacks. Each stack duration is counted independently. Each character can grant Skirk at most 1 Death Crossing. Each Death Crossing stacks the normal attack damage dealt by thingy from 110, 120 to 170 from the original 105, 115, 160. The constellations are probably subject to change. I'm going to leave the constellations alone. I'm not even going to go through that. And then, obviously, if you know anything about Escoffier, right here, her talents are providing you a 55% increase if you're running the Cryo on Hydro. So, look, we'll see how she functions in game. If Skirk is actually usable with composition, like with Pyro characters and whatnot, and electric characters and superconducting things, I might pull her. But from what I'm looking at, the way Scoffier is set up, the way Skirk's set up, I'm really not excited. It kind of sucks. But I mean, listen, we'll see, right? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. And I hope I'm wrong. But when the kit is pretty much telling you, hey, in order for you to get the maximized potential damage out of it by using specific only Hydro or Cryo members, it's pretty unfortunate. And then the Hydro Cryo is the same exact thing tied to Scoffier's kit, which gives you another 55% damage threat. It's like, all right, like, Really? This is what we're doing? Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with making cryo good again or freeze good again or whatever. But when you tie the most anticipated unit to just one team type of team composition, that's where it feels stinky. So I was not excited when I saw this because I knew about the leaks. I knew about the information, and I think a lot of people will be fine with it, and that's okay. Obviously, a lot of people just want to pull for waifu and meta. But to someone who's really excited, it's like, congratulations, you come back to the game. Here you go. Play with the two characters you have. Like, so that's my thoughts, man. It's unfortunate. It is what it is. But let me know what you think. Mwah. I love you. I'll see you in the next one.